Hi, welcome to another segment of the Tebow Show. We're going to go into another great African American inventor named Jerry Lawson, the Godfather of video games. He was an entrepreneur and an inventor. And first, his company created the first video game. So when you see all these kids playing video games every second of the day, Xbox, PlayStation, think of Jerry. Mr. Lawson left Fairchild to start his own company, VideoSoft, one of the earliest black-owned video game development companies. The company created software for the Atari 2600, which popularized the cartridge Lawson and his team developed. Lawson was an engineer and game designer who helped develop Fairchild F, Channel F, which was the first cartridge-based video game console released for commercial sale ever. And in helping create the Fairchild Channel F, Lawson helped revolutionize the entire gaming industry. And the world, even today, has changed as we know it. Inspired as a child by the work of the great inventor George Washington Carver, Lawson dabbled in electronics growing up, repairing televisions to make a little money before enrolling at Queens College, part of the City University of New York. His interest in computing led him in 1970s to California's Silicon Valley Homebrew Computer Club, of which he was the only black member at the time. And while with the club, he crossed paths with Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. In the mid-1970s, Lawson helped create the Fairchild Channel F, a home entertainment machine that was produced in 1976 by Fairchild Semiconductor, where he worked as a director of engineering and marketing. Though basic by today's standards, Lawson's work allowed people to play a variety of games in their homes and paved the way for systems such as the Atari 2600, Nintendo, Sega, Xbox, and PlayStation, and AI technology now. One of the few black engineers in this industry, Lawson later said that colleagues were often surprised to find out that he was African American. With some people, it's become an issue. I've had people look at me, total shock, particularly if they hear my voice, because they think that all black people have a voice that sounds a certain way, and they know it. And I sit there and go, oh yeah, well, sorry, I don't. I'm very intelligent. Anthony Frazier, CEO of ABF Creative, said, Lawson, he was actually a salesman, a glorified salesman at first at Fairchild. He'll go around in a van and kind of do repairs and kind of do sales pitches to other companies to get them to buy semiconductors and things of that nature. One day, he actually got his hands on the F8 microprocessor, which is a microprocessor that Fairchild made at the time. He took it home, not with the company's permission, of course. He built the first Demolition Derby game in his garage, and it worked really well. He showed off to a few people. He was even trying to sell it to a pizza shop. Then the word got back to someone at Fairchild. He got called into the office. He thought he was going to lose his job. And the exec said, no, we don't want to fire you. We love what you've done, and we want to promote you. We want you to lead the team that creates video game consoles. And that was the revolutionary moment that Jerry had. Jerry did a lot more than lead the team that invented a video game cartridge. He created the first game that actually had AI technology, where you can play against the computer, the first console that had a 6-axis controller, where you can actually go more than up, down, left, right. You can actually go diagonal. And he was the first person who opened the door to third-party game development. So he actually wrote the guide to teaching game developers how to create games for Atari, which essentially opened the door for people to make money in the gaming industry. So his contributions were much more than just the video game cartridge itself. He did a lot more to help move the industry forward. Jerry was a pioneer that's not discussed in Black history. We talk about Dr. King and others, but Black history is every day with the consoles that he played a great part. And kids play from here to Georgia, to the East Coast, to California, around the world. I'm proud of this great African-American inventor, which proves African-American history is every day in technology and engineering. Around playing games on cell phones, consoles. We thank you, Mr. Lawson, for allowing God to use your talents to be existing until this very day. You're an inspiration. Thank you, Mr. Lawson.